that will basically try to market Goekar and Goekar Pond rather than Goa as a bank of land, sea and sun.
The Pattayification of tourism is what brings you the money, and as long as it brings you the revenue, that's good enough. But at some point of time, that will collapse.
So now my sympathy is over. I cannot do anything to North. It's beyond repair. You know what is happening in North, beyond repair. Good luck to them. They have to take care of themselves.
Goa. One state, two very different stories of tourism. North, fast, loud, event-driven. South, slow, quiet, rooted. How did this divide happen? And what does it mean for Goa today? Tourism in Goa didn't grow evenly. The North moved first and fast. Easy access, early shacks, cheaper stays, nightlife. It all created an ecosystem that kept expanding. North Goa became the capital of events, festivals and everything high energy.
So there's one thing that I will completely agree, that when it came to tourism industry in a place like Goa, we've not had a strategy at all. So it has been a very ad hoc development of tourism. Obviously, where there is more influx of tourists, business is something which runs on demand and supply. So where there is more demand, there would be more investments. And so therefore, you started having more investments happening in a place like North. And when more investments started happening in North, there was obviously a need felt to create more marketing for this kind of a thing. And so therefore, if you notice, North in that sense got developed far more commercially, or it became more commercial in comparison to the South Goa.
I think North Goa developed as the original hippie destination which put Goa on the tourism map. You had Kalangut, which was the queen of beaches, and a lot of people came there. Anjuna, which developed as the original party destination with Goa Trans and other things. So that has always been there, and from there it then spread to the 90s with the charters moving there. And all. The South moved on a very different trajectory. You had the luxury hotels, from the Leelas to the Holiday Inn which came in. And the people there also were quite vociferous in the type of tourism you wanted. So the South remained more peaceful, the greenery remained, there were more beautiful villages. Whereas North Goa, there was a lot of development which came with basically charters and 2-3 stars.
South Goa took the opposite route. Fewer shacks, fewer clubs, more community control. Instead of chasing trends, South held on to its own rhythm. Slower, quieter, more grounded.
North is too noisy because North has started to cater the tourists the way they want, not the way they want to offer. There is a difference between what I want to offer and what I am. And there is another difference, what people like from me and I am ready to give. So North is trying to give everyone everything. There is a section of people in North Goa, maybe a family-run hotel, trying to give a piece of South in North Goa. And that may be a very nice family, and it's going on, and good luck to them, and it's very nice part. There is another group in North Goa which ready to give for money what you want, and they will design the hotel what the guest wants. So guests will design you and run away to another destination. They allow it to do it, and it's happening that way. So it's become a brand of noise, brand of late music, brand of what you want, you get. If you don't get in this hotel, refuse, some other hotel is ready to give. North Goa will be one day, I don't wish this, it's my Goa, my people, but here I have no sympathy. My sympathy ends. I am in the tourism business for 30 years, so now my sympathy is over. I cannot do anything to North, it's beyond repair. You know what is happening in North, beyond repair. Good luck to them, they have to take care of themselves. But for me, South Goa is paradise. We'll keep it South Goa as South, and that is our selling point. You like it, you come. You don't like, please don't come.
Here, tourism isn't shaped around the tourist adapts to the place. Tourism grew faster than planning. Infrastructure fell behind, partly due to limited funds and misplaced priorities. Some areas expanded without support, others stayed cautious, even slow. That's how the North felt the pressure and the South held its distance.
Essentially, as we have kept on arguing with Town and Country Planning Minister after Town and Country Planning Minister, is the process of planning, I'm not a planner, but at least what I have understood from my activism, is planning. Nobody is saying you don't build a hotel, but if you build a hotel which has got a 2-meter road that goes up to it, simply because somebody sold his property, they got it converted and then use some kind of connections to put up a gigantic 5-star resort with a 2-meter or 3-meter road going down there. That is not planning at all. That is not infrastructure at all. So I'm fine with, for instance, let us say our, the highways that have come up. You're getting much quicker to Dabolim. At a point of time, you'll get quicker to Mopa. Sure, this major link, North Goa link, has to be properly developed. So that particular infrastructure is absolutely necessary. But the village infrastructure surely cannot take these kind of massive, gigantic 5-star projects which bring in, thousands upon thousands of tourists into a place where there is no infrastructure. So as you see what happens, I mean, to be honest with you, a person like me, I haven't been into Kalangut probably for the last 20 years or so, because I've just been there, I've seen that, the complete, as I say, the Pattayification of Kalangut, and you go back to your childhood and is this what you want? So you might as well go down to Kabdaram or Betul and get your feel of Goa, or better still go down to Karwar and get your feel of Goa, which is a much better experience. So infrastructure and planning has to go together.
If you take a round from that entire coastal belt of North Goa, you will find that there could be some very big hotels which will have some huge space inside. But the access road, the approach road, it is very easy for us to get up and put a blame on somebody that is happening. But the issue will have to still be, so tomorrow, God forbid, something happens, there is a fire. Is there enough space for a fire truck to pass and reach? Putting a blame on somebody and pinning that person is a much better issue, much larger issue and later issue. But the point is immediately, will my fire trucks even reach those places? The answer is no.
But what do long-time visitors say? After 30-40 years of coming to Goa, their choice is clear.
What brings you back to this place rather than going or exploring some other places in Goa? Like say North, for example. You could have gone there easily, but what brings you here?
It's just the peace and quiet, the tranquility, and the fun. We have some good fun with the staff and everything, especially Christmas time, we get together, all staff, and dancing, and well, I used to dance, but now I can't do it, so I watch them do it. It's really good.
So, how's been your experience in North? If you've been to North?
Yeah, it was just too busy, too noisy. They just don't know when to stop. They'll carry on into early hours, or they used to. I don't know if laws have changed, but it's not a good experience. I did enjoy it on the road.
In the 80s, first came to Goa. I was pretty young then, but at that time Goa was very, very remote, I think is the word. Whereas now it's quite commercial. So there's a big changes between then and now. But in the last 5 or 6 years, I've been coming to the south after having been to the north many a time, where it's all hustle and bustle, and there's so many, pubs, clubs, all this, and sometimes it's so noisy. It's difficult to get to sleep unless you're in a really good hotel. If you stay in one of those, cheaper ones, it's a bit noisy. So then I decided to come here.
I've been coming here to Goa now for 28 years. I first started in North, didn't like it at all. In my opinion, very commercialised, very much for the younger element with a lot of noise. We tried then coming to the south, and when we came to the south, we found it was so much more tranquil, so much more relaxing, and from that point, that was 28 years ago, I've been coming into the south for about 26, and I've never regretted a minute of it.
North, they say, has energy, but not soul. South still feels like Goa. For many in the south, like restaurant owner Goldie Duggal, Goa isn't a market, it's a feeling, a way of life worth protecting.
सबसे पहले नॉर्थ और साउथ में एक बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस है कि नॉर्थ में आपको ज़्यादातर टूरिस्ट मिलेंगे, साउथ के अंदर ट्रैवलर्स मिलेंगे। नॉर्थ के अंदर हर एक जगह को लोगों ने फ़ोटो पॉइंट बनाया हुआ है। आप गोवा नहीं देखते, गोवा से ज़्यादा टूरिस्ट देखने लग जाते हैं। इतने लोगों के अंदर मर्ज हो जाते हैं कि समझ में नहीं आता कि ये गोवा है या नहीं है। इतना ज़्यादा कमर्शियल है कि एक 24 आवर्स रोबोटिक वे में चल रहा है वो। रात भर पार्टीज़ है, वो है, तो उसका एक इमेज बना दिया है लोगों ने कि गोवा इज़ अबाउट पार्टीज़, गोवा इज़ अबाउट बीच एंड गोवा इज़ अबाउट कैसीनो, गोवा इज़ अबाउट जहाँ जाएंगे तो ये सब कुछ है। पर गोवा इज़ मच मोर बियॉन्ड दैट। आपको वहाँ पर सब कुछ मिलेगा जो आप इमेजिन करके आए हैं, पर गोवा नहीं मिलेगा। साउथ गोवा के अंदर आपको असली गोवा देखने को मिलेगा।
After decades of uneven growth, the question isn't north or south. The real challenge is balance. Tourism that brings value without losing what makes Goa, Goa.
Tourism is something that is very, very intrinsic to Goa from an economic standpoint and perhaps even from a cultural standpoint. So somehow it's not just a Goan concept, but perhaps an Indian concept where we think that the Dubaification or the Singaporeification, or worse still in Goa and particularly in the northern belt, the Pattayafication of tourism is what brings you the money, and as long as it brings you the revenue, that's good enough. But at some point of time, that will collapse. What remains for tourists to come back to a place, for the word of mouth publicity to keep on percolating down generations, is always about culture, is always about the history and the ethos of any particular place.
But the point we are trying to simply make here is that A, we want to sell because people have invested. 2, because we want to sell, we want to give people what they want rather than what Goa stands for. And so in turn what's happening is Goa is getting completely it's getting completely marginalized. It's getting completely delimited.
2 regions, 2 styles, 1 identity at stake. The future of tourism in Goa depends on how we listen, learn, and realign.